Hey there, Purple Marine 81 here. As you can see, this video is going to be going over my A.L.I.C.E pack and how I load it out, and reasons why the way I load it out. As you can see on the far right there, it's just your average bag and a compression bag. Nothing special. And we'll just get started on the main pack here. Up at the top, I keep, this is a SOG's, SOG Fari 18-inch. Real good machete. I keep I made a paracord shoulder strap with a buckle, but usually I just keep it strapped to the pack in case, or unless I want to take it off. But if you are looking for a machete, I did a review on this. Check out that. Alright, we'll just get this undone here so we can take everything off. But before we get started on that, we'll talk about the pack a little bit real quick. If you're looking for an inexpensive pack that can do everything that you need it to and it's not going to fall apart on you, you really can't go wrong with these old A.L.I.C.E packs. This is the full size or the large. These are a little bit harder to find than what the mediums are. You can find the mediums all over the place. But you know, this thing is probably 20 years old or more, and it's still you know, in perfect shape. I mean, it's a little faded out, you know, but there's no holes or rips or anything in it. You know, the frame is in good shape. All the straps are fine on it. And I only paid $40 for this. Granted, I got a good deal on this. Normally when you find them, they're probably going to be in probably the 60 range, at least from what I've seen. But you know, if you don't have a whole lot of money, I just ordered a Max Edition Vulture 2. Even at a cheap price, that was still about $120, which in the grand scheme of things, $120 for a real good pack isn't a lot to pay, you know. But if you don't have, you know, $100+ to spend on a pack and you need something that's going to work, I would definitely recommend looking at military surplus. You're going to find a lot of different things, not necessarily just with packs, but because of it being military, you know, the quality is going to be there and the price is going to be there. So, you know, try to pick one up if you don't already have one. And I will have to say, this large pack, when I was in the service, I was never issued a large. The only thing that I ever got was a medium before they phased out the A.L.I.C.E. But these larges they're huge, they're massive. I've got everything I need inside this pack, and it's a little bit hard to tell because I've got this tent on top here, but I still have probably another quarter of this pack that I'm not using. So they're very big. They can accommodate anything that you're going to need to use it for. But we'll go ahead and just get started here. I'll show you what I've got on the exterior of the pack before we move into the inside. This is A.L.I.C.E Zenith 2 tent. It's not real heavy at all. It's a 2-man with a vestibule, 3-season. I think I picked this up for like $70, which isn't too bad. If you're looking for tents or a lot of different things, A.L.I.C.E is a company that I like real well. Main reason is they make good quality stuff. Most of the things have lifetime warranties on it, and their prices are pretty reasonable for what you're getting. One thing that I do like about this Zenith 2 tent, and the reason why I chose it, was the rainfly that is on this is a full rainfly. It's not how most traditional tents, the rainfly will come halfway down the walls of the tent, and that's where it'll stop. But this one has a full-size rainfly, which means from the top of the roof down to maybe a couple inches from the bottom is what it covers. And the reason why I like that is because if I ever did not want to take the actual tent, I could leave the tent and the rainfly is in its own bag, and I can just take the rainfly because it has its own tie downs, and I can use it just like I'm sure you've probably seen somebody use a tarp, where they just make, you know, a V shelter out of it, and you know, lash it down to a tree or something. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility if you don't want to take all the weight and everything, like if you're just doing a day hike or something like that. But that's why I like this guy. I'm going to show you the machete. On the other side, I've got, this is my SOG Fast Hawk. Got strapped to it. It's a real good tomahawk. They come pretty sharp. I had to get stitches when I first got that thing because I didn't think it was as sharp as it was. And it proved me wrong. But yeah, they come pretty sharp. On the other side, just attached a glow stick. These are my Bushnell binoculars, compass. On the two side pouches here, I carry my Nalgene bottles, just regular quart size. But on this one, I've got my Nalgene canteen cup attached to it. Just kind of like a regular, almost like military style. This is stainless steel. If you do carry these larger bottles, this thing's great because it fits, right inside there. It doesn't take up hardly any other room. The only thing that you have to be careful of is whatever size pack you're using, that even some of, like I know some of the Max Tradition bags have a pouch on the side that's made for these liter size bottles. But because of this, larger diameter on the bottom half because of the canteen, you might want to just kind of pay attention to that before you buy one of these to see how much play or room you've got in that pouch with where this bottle goes, to see if you're going to be able to fit it down inside there. Because I know some of them are pretty snug as it is, and it won't accommodate this canteen on the bottom of it. For the center pouch here, I've got a few different things. Little fishing kit, as your usual line, bait, sinker, that kind of crap. This is something I usually carry with me. This is a little Ranger handbook. It's got all kinds of really useful information in there. Need something to read. A little section of paracord. A roll of Gorilla Tape. Some zip ties. A little Gerber multi-tool. And that's it on the center pouch. Let's go ahead and move to the inside. These three pouches on top here, they don't really hold a whole lot, but it's, easy way to carry some little stuff. This one, just got a pair of sunglasses. A glow stick. Headlamp. One thing I've noticed is not everybody carries these headlamps, but if you've never carried one before, go pick up like a cheapie next time you're going camping or so forth, and just to kind of see. They're really useful because the fact that you can keep your hands free. Most of them are LEDs anymore, so the batteries last quite a while. And this is just a cheapie too, but if you haven't ever worn one or tried one out, just go grab yourself a cheap one. I promise you, probably the first time after you use these, you're going to wonder why you always had to mess with a flashlight. I still carry a flashlight. I've actually got one in here too. This little Maglite LED. It's kind of like a Surefire, their version of it at least. So on that one, some instant coffee. Gotta have some coffee with you. Well, that's all for the exterior. Let's go ahead and move on to the inside of the bag. I want to show you, when I open this up, you can kind of see as far as, how full it looks right here. But once you let loose that drawstring, you can really kind of see, how big this bag can be. It's really large. It can expand out, quite a bit. I could, quite honestly, if I packed this thing, a little tighter in the bottom, I could probably put my sleeping bag inside here. If I couldn't fit that bag, that's a winter bag, so it's a little bit larger. I definitely could fit a thinner, more compressed, warmer weather bag inside here pretty easily. Just to kind of show you how large these full-size framed A.L.I.C.Es are. But let's go ahead and get started with what's inside. I did a separate video on this. This is the Optimus Terra Solo cook set. I'm not not going to really go into depth on this, but it's a good little cook set. I've got a MSR pocket rocket, my hobo tool, my can opener, some other crap inside here. It's my cook set. Fuel canisters for that, for the MSR pocket rocket. I've used both these. This is Coleman brand. This is obviously MSR's brand. I don't notice any kind of difference in this. So if you do run one of these, if you're curious or you haven't already tried it out, just buy the Colemans. They're like $3 cheap. I think it's about $3 cheaper per can, and it works just the same. So I don't see the point in spending the extra money. But if you got the extra money to blow, go ahead. Let me see here. I got some ramen noodles, crackers, some tea bags. This is a first aid kit I put together. I had a larger one that kind of cannibalized it and put it in this smaller package. This is one of the things that I do want to change out, do a little bit differently. I don't like using this rigid container. I'd prefer something that was a pouch. Next edition has one that I think I'm going to order to put this stuff in. But it's got your usual run-of-the-mill stuff in here, bandages, antibiotics, or not antibiotics, I'm sorry, antiseptics, water purification tablets in there, compression bandages, that kind of crap. With some good old Mountain House. Got more of it in here. Self-explanatory. Kelty Go pillow. This thing's great. Poncho. Waterproof bag. I don't have a lot of garments in this right now, but this is usually what I carry all my extra clothing and stuff in. Right now it's just got like some extra socks, underwear, I think a shirt. But this is actually pretty large. It's folded down small, but it'll pretty much almost fill up this whole thing if I needed it to. If I wanted to put everything inside this waterproof bag and then stick it in there, I could use it as kind of like an interior liner. But I think I picked that up at Walmart for like $10. That's all I've got in the main area. If you've never used these before, A.L.I.C.E. packs have this other top portion. It's a little bit easier access because you don't have to, get down into the main area of the pack. Up in top here, I carry another waterproof bag. This is all fire starting material. Well, with the exception, I've got some Campers toilet paper in there. But I've got as you can see, all kinds of stuff in here. Mayan fat wood, the Mayan tinder dust can, wet fire tablets, waterproof matches, cotton ball soaking Vaseline, an Isbit stove, a lighter, just about everything you can possibly think of. Magnesium block, a whole lot of stuff that'll last me quite a while as far as fire starting materials go. One thing I want to say though also is these waterproof bags. These are Coleman's brand. Unless you really just don't have the money, I wouldn't recommend getting these. A couple times that I had opened the bag, it started to tear the Velcro strap off of here, so I had to use some super glue to attach it back to the bag. I mean, which really isn't like a huge deal. They're still waterproof, but just because of that fact, it makes me wonder how well these things will hold up over time. And if you got the money, I probably would get a wet seal bags. Those are, I'm sorry, not wet seal, seal line. Seal line bags. Those are real high quality. They're a little more expensive, but I think if you're talking about something like this, your fire starting material that you absolutely need to keep dry, it's probably well worth the money. Especially if you're just buying one. Like this is a gallon size, I think. But I also got another smaller waterproof bag. This is just a hygiene kit, bar soap, couple little those expanding towels, toothbrush, toothpaste, and that's all I've got in here. The only other thing that I'm looking to change is, like I said, I ordered a Vulture 2 Max Edition bag. So I'm going to see, how much more I like it better than this A.L.I.C.E. I'm still going to keep this. It's a good pack. I'm never going to get rid of it. But there you have that. There's that guy. One other thing that I always do is I kind of touched there. I did a separate video on this. Is this little guy right here that I'm actually replacing as well with a Max Edition bag. I don't remember the name of the bag. It's Max Edition's smallest bag. I use this as an EDC, and I also use this. I repack it, and you can check out the video on this guy and to show you what all I keep inside here. I keep this attached to my A.L.I.C.E in the event that I was ever injured. This basically has a scaled down redundancy for the bare necessities for me to survive. Um, uh, if I sustained a leg injury and I couldn't carry this pack, which weighs 40 plus pounds, I could just drop the ruck. I've always got this survival knife with me, and then just clip this off. It's got a shoulder strap. And carry this with me, so I'm not having to leave every piece of my gear behind. I've got some stuff to survive in a little bag that weighs maybe 2 pounds on me. Um, but there you have it. That's what I pack in mine. One other thing that I do want to touch on real quick is water purification. I've got water purification tablets. You can do the whole boiling thing and all of that. But I think I'm probably going to order a Katadyn Hiker Pro. Make your life a little bit easier, just being able to fill a little water out like that. But really, that's the only thing I don't have in my pack that I want to get ordered sometime soon is something to address water purification and maybe, that other first aid bag. But other than that, I'm happy with the way I've got it set up right now. If you have any kind of questions about anything that, you saw or suggestions even, feel free to leave them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Prepper Marine 81 out.